Shalom, everybody. Mike again. Sabbath is over, so I decided I wanted to make a video pretty much inspired by a post that I read on Facebook early. And what it is this guy, and I think he's messianic, I'm not sure. At least he was. Basically got on there and announced that, he blew the shofar today and did the things that, he felt like he's supposed to do, but he didn't feel anything. And basically, he said that just short thing, since Trump had won the presidency, he had started giving up hope. And then when the COVID thing started, he started giving up hope because the Democrats were wanting to shut things down, and then the riots, and then the people's attitudes, and to the point now that he feels so removed from the Creator that he feels like an atheist now. And I can't say that I have not been there in my life sometimes, with things that I've gone through. But this journey that we're on, and this is so awesome why I've started this channel, because I think sometimes we need to start looking outside the box. Now, most within the Messianic and Christianity believe and teach that your faith is not based on anything, that basically Jesus has done everything that needs to be done, and you don't need to do anything. Just accept it and live. His life is yours, and you can basically not do anything you want to, but if you do anything wrong or whatever, it's okay. And give to your church 10%, or your synagogue, Messianic synagogue, 10%, and you're good. Just do the best you can. Well, the problem with that is it's just not true, and it doesn't really line up with any scripture. Even the words of Jesus and Paul do not teach this kind of stuff. If you even read Matthew 5, and I want to get into the Beatitudes one day, I want to get into those. But if you read the Beatitudes and you feel like you can just do whatever you want to do, and I'm not even talking about heaven or hell issue, I'm talking about sanity in a very, very dark world. Now, as many of you know, I am truly fascinated by the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Nag Hammadi Library, and these other books that we see within the scriptures of written Torah. Because it shows me that there's always been other sources besides, quote, 66 books that the church has got today. And really, the 66 books that the church has today was created by the church. The Jews had the Tanakh, yes, but it really was comprised, it was made up together by the church. They just left, they did vote on some things, they kicked some things out, but mainly it was a result of the church putting the Bible together. And then the Jews, who really didn't have a canon at that time, really put theirs together. So we see many influences within Judaism and Christianity, and I'm not good on Islam. I have a friend that's teaching me, but I just don't know. What I do know of Islam is probably more of extremists as far as understanding the Ebionite maybe origin of the help of Muhammad creating these things, and maybe even an Ebionite helping write the Quran. And I don't mean, yeah, I do mean that. I mean, that's just some of the theories that I know. So I can't speak for Islam. But I can speak for light and darkness. And what my point was in the Dead Sea Scrolls, they talk a lot about the children of light, the children of light, the children of light. Now, I want to pull this up real fast, and let me move this out of the way, right here, right here, right here. In Enoch, in Enoch 48:1, it says, all the thirsty drank and were filled with wisdom, and have their habitation with the righteous, the elect, the holy. And that's also in John 4:14. It says, the water that I shall give him shall be be in him a well of water springing unto everlasting life. Um, where's this other thing I was trying to find here? Oh, in Enoch 108:11, it says, the good from the generation of light, which you correspond that with John 12:36. It says that you may be called the children of light. Here we go, the light and the darkness. And even this, now in John 14:2, it says, in my Father's house are many mansions. Well, Enoch 45:3 says, in the day shall the elect ones sit upon the throne of glory and shall choose their condition in countless habitations. So we see here so many things. Another one up here too that we see. Matthew 5:5, Beatitudes, as I was saying. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Enoch 5:7. The elect shall possess light, joy, and peace, and they shall inherit the earth. Here's another one. John 5:22. The Father judges no man, but hath committed all judgment unto the Son. Let's go to Enoch 69:27. The principal part of judgment was assigned to him, the Son of Man. Okay, so Mike, where are you going? Where are you going with these scriptures right here? What's going on? Well, look, let's take something like the Ark of the Covenant. And we know it was some form of box, gold laden with the cherubims on top, and it housed the broken tablets, the manna, and a staff at one time, anyway. And we know that this box was some kind of awesome power in it. Some say it was mechanical, some say it was spiritual, doesn't matter. But we do know that it had some form of the power of the Creator in it, upon it. We can't explain it. But we know that the mercy seat played a big role in this, because this is where, the presence showed up. Well, in the same way today, we are the Ark of the Covenant. Explain. Okay. First of all, we are created beings. We have been created. We're basically AI upon the earth with a soul. We're all basically robots in a matrix system. If you're not controlled by the Father, the Creator, you are controlled by the powers to be. Little g's, God, little g's, and we don't believe there's only, there's no dualism, there's only singularity. Okay, there is singularity in the upper, but down here upon this earth, there's a duality that has been created. And we have, if you don't believe it, most people are controlled by politics, sports, women, alcohol, drugs, food, all self desires. These are all little g's. I'm not talking about the little g's that are actually up there. If you know what Psalm says, there's a counsel of God that Satan himself appeared before. We know that there's little g's out there. If you don't know it, read the Sumerian tablets, read the book of Enki, read all of these former books, and you know that there is a war in the cosmos. No, we don't have like Christianity where the big G is fighting a devil. They can't fight with the Creator. These are amongst the children. These are amongst the angels, the watchers. Those upon the earth are fighting for power and possession of your mind, is what it is. And if they can use politics, sports, negativity, depression to keep you from being plugged into that eternal one, they'll do whatever they can. They'll do whatever they can, because their power don't come unless you give it to them. In other words, it's like the Gospels, and it's like the Tanakh says. The power these idols have only comes from what you give it. That's the only power it's got. The totem pole or whatever over in Hawaii has no bearing on me unless I give it that bearing. If I give it that power through prayer or fear or whatever, it has no power. So what I'm trying to say is that so many of you people are putting your faith in dogma. You're putting your faith in what your preacher, your priest, your rabbi, your imam, whatever, your guru has been teaching you, and you're not investigating stuff on your own because you're scared, first of all. You're scared if you break out of this box or you rock the boat in any way that you will be rejected by family and friends, and you will. Even Yeshua said that. He says that a time's coming when there will be division amongst family and brothers and sisters. And it's not because he wants to bring division, it's just because when you start to experience truth and you start seeing that what really matters more than anything else is that connection with the light, connection with truth. Once you establish that connection, nothing else matters. Now, I'm going to be going over in this video, and I know people say, keep it 10 or under, but I can't. I feel really led to deliver this message as I am. Uh, so many people are controlled by what they feel others. I am one of them. I am worried about sometimes what people may think of me, and I don't know why, because if you are truly connected to the Creator, it really doesn't matter. And it's not just me. There's great martyrs in history who have been the same way, who have said, reject that dogma, reject the religion, and I take the Creator, and they have been killed for it. You can read it throughout history of different people who have chose the higher road and have been slaughtered for it, just gone. So what we have to do is we have to connect. We have to connect with the Creator, and you see this in the Book of Genesis. You see this when in the garden, when the tree of life. We see that they had to do this stuff, that they had to take upon the nature of the gods to escape the prison, the matrix that they were in. And once they took upon the eating of the garden or whatever that fruit was, they became as God. They saw things the way the gods saw things, that they saw themselves as not as slaves no more. They weren't just in the matrix of battery feeding the system, that they actually had an intellect. They actually had a soul that they could actually think upon their own. And this scares people. This scares people today within this scares the preachers, this scares the rabbis, this scares everybody. Because once a person becomes a free thinker, once a person breaks that box of control and they start seeking the Creator on their own, you can't contain that. And unfortunately, most people either wind up stuck in their religion and dry and dead in their faith. They never change, or they start discovering truth and they wind up an atheist because they can't handle, they don't have the connection to the Creator. They start seeking knowledge, knowledge, knowledge without that feeding of light from the Creator, and they cannot decipher truth anymore. And once you can't decipher truth no more, you'll believe anything, and then finally you won't believe anything, and you just become an atheist. And that's what this guy on Facebook has said. Basically, he feels like an atheist now. Whatever you do, whatever you need to be connected to the Creator. Well, Mike, I don't know how to do that. Well, I'm gonna tell you. Remember, I told you this book right here, Aquarian Gospel. Would be looking from this. This is page 72, section 10. And then the Holy One breathes. Okay, here goes. They basically asked Jesus about prayer. And he says the most effective prayer that man can offer to a God of any kind is to be helpful to those in need of help. For what you do to other men, the Holy One will do to you. And thus God helps. If you're drawing knowledge and wisdom from holy books, if you're reading Kabbalah, if you're reading Gnostic texts, if you're reading Sumerian tablets, if you're reading the New Testament, if you're reading books like this right here, uh, if you can find truth in any of them, you can find a lot of misinformation in a lot of them. Fact is if you're not doing good, if you're not helping those in need, If you're not loving, if you're loving God but not loving your neighbor as yourself, if you're serving God but you're not serving your fellow man, you're going to fall apart because a vessel can only fill up so much. If I had a glass right now and I was pouring water or whatever into that glass, it gets to the top. If I don't drink some of that water or share that water is just going to overflow. It's not going to be of any good to nobody. Same thing with the balloon. Take a balloon, put it on a faucet, fill it up with water, and see how much water you can put in that balloon. But if you don't get rid of some of that water, the balloon's going to explode. That is what happens without a connection with the Creator, without not taking that truth, that light, and sharing it with this world, sharing it with your neighborhood, sharing it with your friends. You'll get so much of that light or so much knowledge within you that you'll just burn out. Please don't burn out. It's Rosh Hashanah. It's Yom Torah, whatever you want to call it. It's a time that you expose everything to the Creator, all negative thoughts, all negative actions. You come clean before the Creator. We've heard the shofar to remind us to wake up. Are you awake? Are you awake? Are you light? Are you part of that chosen? Are you part of that hidden away? Well, nobody can answer that except yourself. There's a lot of people on YouTube and Facebook who are not who they are. They act one way, but they live another. Don't be that person. But most of all, whatever you're learning, let's say you're learning Halakha, let's say you're learning Talmud, let's say you're learning Kabbalah, let's say you're learning Sufism in Islam, or you're learning different ways of that, or you're learning Christian mystical works, or you're learning Pentecost, whatever you're learning, whatever truth that you're in right now, you're going to grow. But if you're not helping your neighbor, if you're not being friendly to this world, if you're not doing unto others as you would have them do to you, or don't do unto others as you would not do to yourself, your religion, your dogma, your knowledge is vain. Sorry. There is a Mashiach Christ consciousness within you. This is Kabbalistically taught. This is Gnostic taught. Jesus taught this, although it's been misrepresented. There is a Mashiach Christ spirit within you that's wanting to come out. You are the only Mashiach Christ this world's going to see. Let that light shine. Let the light of the Creator glow as Moses shone. They had to put a cover over his face. As Jesus came off the mountain, he was glowing. They say that Noah had a glow to him. Be that person. Learn who the true Creator is, because there's others trying to pull you away. And I can't tell you more. We'll learn more about that as we go. But have a great day. I just wanted to talk about the guy who's given up his faith. Don't do it. Learn, give. Learn, give. It's a motion. It's a motion that you have to do. Don't get stagnant. If you get stagnant, you're going to get burnt out, and you will start doubting the Creator. But He don't want you to. Keep going. Don't stop where you're at. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thank you.